updates on the recycling grant, the progress. We still haven't seen the applications. You know, I mentioned before, you really don't have any idea when they're coming out. You probably read in the paper, TDEC's going through some reorganization and some changes, and I'm not quite sure what kind of timeline we're on with that. I still mention there's a possibility they may not come out, and I want y'all to be aware of that. It's one of those years that we might see they just don't get around to it. Mr. Street mentioned a meeting that the state is having on Friday at our office in Johnson City. They're maybe take you back a little bit, give you some background. We have regional solid waste planning boards across the state. And in some cases, they're single counties represent a region. In some cases, they're multi-county.
It was too. Sorry.
Carter County is a member of a 4-county solid waste region with Johnson, Washington, and Unicoi, kind of that natural 4-county region. These were formed in 1992. They're mandated by the Tennessee State Code. Basically what the regional boards do is planning, discussions with one another. Solid waste directors are involved. Our office kind of coordinates their activities. We do an annual solid waste report every year to the state. It's a mandate by each county. Over the past several years, those boards have kind of withered, and they're not as active as they used to be. The state is sponsoring having a workshop on Friday at my office, and I think Benny and Mr. Street are coming. Joel is actually a new member to that board. It's going to be kind of an educational process. They've put together a workbook to kind of get those boards up and running. It's a great educational opportunity, I know, for the solid waste directors and local officials in each of those counties. We share ideas that I hope are beneficial to you all that are on there, that can then come back into your county and kind of let you know. I would say Benny's relationship with Washington County has helped him. You know, y'all visited their site, you got some ideas from them. That's kind of that whole sharing of ideas that happens at that regional solid waste board level. So that's what's going on Friday, and hopefully y'all have some good information to bring back to the committee. But expanding on what the sheriff said, there's actually a company or two in this county that might be willing to get involved with mascot idea and advertising. I'm hesitant to say who they are without you talking to them first, but when my wife was the chamber director a couple of years ago, she worked real closely with OmniSource. OmniSource is a great community partner in Elizabeth and in Carter County, and we're real interested in kind of getting that whole image out there for them, and they might be a very good place to start. I'm not volunteering them for anything, right, obviously, but you know, they're community minded, recycling minded. That's their business, obviously, and that may be a good place to maybe get there. And the sheriff mentioned, you know, they want probably some advertisement out of it.
I think the mayor has talked to OmniSource, and was you with him at the time that they had some discussion about that? Well, anyway, might be well to see what he found out, because I know he had some discussion with him.
Mr. Woods.
He was talking about Washington County recycling. They have expanded their recycling. According to news, they will take fluorescent bulbs, light bulbs. They're putting different dumpsters out in the county.
That's actually the city of Johnson City. That's the city of Johnson City.
Yeah, I know that news that they have expanded. They want to expand their program.
Well, you know, unfortunately, you know, it's great to, you know, pick up ideas, but Washington County and Johnson City, we don't have the resources that they do, and they pump, what is it, like $1 million into
close to
their
$900,000 in their solid waste fund, don't they, Chris? Somewhere around their budget.
Yeah, it's
and see, right now we're not doing that. Benny, I mean, and this committee knows that, you know, Benny's pretty much stand on his own, except when it comes to capital projects. You know, he's paying his labor, he's doing all those type of things out of tipping fees and out of recycling. And, you know, where can we grow and where can we see the revenues? It's the recycling effort. You know, I'd like to see a day that, you know, we're bringing in $200,000 or $300,000 a year in recycling. But, you know, we've got to take those steps to get there. We've got to get more people involved. And it's a slow process, but we're on the right way. And we're excited about the recycling containers that the sheriff's coming. And with that said, when those things come in and the sheriff contacts me, I'll be calling and asking, you know, some of you men and women, you know, to go out, you know, to the schools with us. I think it would be great if, you know, some of our commissioners went and was part of the process. If nothing more, just to, you know, tell the principals and the cafeteria supervisors, you know, we appreciate them and their personnel's efforts. So I'll be calling you, and hopefully I'll try to go to as many as I can. Benny's going to try to go to them, and aren't you, Benny? I think we've discussed that, and we're looking forward to it. I think it'll be a great thing. Next thing is the brush contract. Benny, I'll let you update them on that.
I spoke with Keith Barrett probably 2 weeks ago, when he has found some things in the contract that he wants to change to better protect the county. So he's going to rewrite the contract and send me a copy of it and let me review it. And then if we need to change it or anything, then we'll send it on down to Superior Mulch and let them look at it and see if they want to add or whatever. But it's pretty much clauses about the equipment coming onto our property, or something like that, where we're going to bring in our own equipment. And he's doing some things to protect us.
Eddie, who wrote the original contract?
The original contract was wrote from Superior Mulch. So I took it to Keith, and he's dissected it and you know, done what he's done to it and put wording in there to protect us, pretty much. So.
Okay, with that said, that's in the attorney's hands, and Benny will move ahead with that. One more old business, I didn't list it on the agenda, but the collection for the household hazardous waste, I think that's excluding paint, isn't it, Benny?
That does exclude paint, and in fact, I think Chris Craig called me there about 3 weeks ago. Washington County and Sullivan County is actually making the flyers, and they're putting Carter County on there as well, so they're making it for all 3 dates.
Yeah, it's
I presume.
for the household hazardous waste event. It's
Well, I
I
hope
think we're doing 50 posters
And then we're doing some bookmarks.
and 1,200 bookmarks to take
to
to
the
the
schools
schools.
and stuff. So
Little bookmark that's got the dates and what items can be growing.
So you established.
No paint. When we go have that?
I am actually working on the paint process right now as far as getting it permitted. That's one of those deals, we've got a permit in order to be able to accept paint. And while I'm on that, as far as, there is still, you know, even though it's called recycling, even with some of the paints, there's still a fee associated with getting rid of that. Your oil-based paints, which is the state, you know, they're gonna pick up the tab, but like tires, that we recycle those, we have to pay to get rid of them. Light bulbs, you have to pay to get rid of them. And in the situation we're in up there, I really can't pay to get rid of something unless somebody's paying me. Or we're gonna go on the whole bat, so. You know, as far as light bulbs and stuff like that goes, you know, through recycling, we're gonna have to be paid for it in order to take them to Johnson City and pay those guys.
Big tipping fee involved, which this committee, if my memory serves me right, on paint, it's done approved $1, wasn't that right? $1 per can, but,
Gallon can.
you know, we're still waiting for state approval on it, so Benny's continue to work on that.
latex will dry it out and landfill it, and that's where the cost is going to come by.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
maybe you ought to give them the date on that recycling.
It's
May.
May,
May 19th is ours in this county.
but there's two others as well,
I
and
know.
that was the idea of the mayor's when he sent that in, was to tie it in with the other two counties, which is a good thing. You know, if they miss, you know, they'll have opportunities. So Carter's counties is May the 19th,
May the 19th, yes.
and that will be collected at where?
At the recycle center in the cul-de-sac. It's on Saturday, as far as I know, yes.
So they've been to
9 to 1,
Yes, sir.
9 to 1. Now, they will still take oil paint at the event, correct? They just won't take latex.
As far as I know, they're not accepting no paints. It's strictly chemicals and so on.
I'll double check on that for you. 'Cause I
I'm
think-
almost sure I talked to either Paul Mitchell or one of those ladies down there, and they was telling me that it's gonna be strictly chemicals and
I was under the impression they gonna take certain type of paint, but maybe I was wrong on that.
Well, I'll find out. We've got
paint they took
next month's
before.
meeting, I'll find out for them for sure.
Did it last week too.
I'll tell you, historically, people will bring items that are not accepted. Just FYI, you may want to be prepared for that. You certainly don't want somebody taking paint and dumping it out in the ditch on the way home because they couldn't drop it at the center. Historically, they bring things that they can't, like they'll bring e-waste thinking they can because they have.
Well, I hope they do bring e-waste, because we get paid for that.
Yeah.
That may be one of those type of things that we need to advertise what is acceptable, so we'll leave that in Benny's hand and let you find out maybe a little bit more what's acceptable next month.
That's on all the posters.
It is?
Yeah,
Well, that'd be great.
The bookmark.
And when will we receive, when we'll receive those?
They should be in the Sullivan County printing office now, and since they're doing them for free, they kind of work them in as they get time. My guess would be 2 to 3 weeks.
You let us know when those are
I'll pick
available.
them up personally and bring them to Ben.
That'd be great. Thank you, sir. Any more old business? Okay. Benny has asked them to bring over our new used truck, so you guys can see it. He's actually painted it some since
I saw
you've
it one
seen
day
it.
on the highway after I thought we got the headband, so.
And